I am going to talk about anger. Now, holy man, do I love anger. I have been angry for going into a week, a week. I've been super angry. I mean, it was bubbling up and building up and building up and building up, and then just an explosion of anger. So, of course, there was an external trigger that triggered to give me the opportunity to be angry, to be in this lavish electricity, high vibrational frequency of anger. And I really need to share this. Of course, I looked at the planetary systems. I'm like, oh, Mars and Pluto are in opposition. How fabulous, right? It's not scary at all, actually. How absolutely fabulous. So, of course, I'm talking to you. If you're an empath, I have to make this very clear. As an empath, as a human, as a woman, anger is considered something bad and taboo. And, you're a female, you're a mother, you're the mothering energy, you're the creation, you're the Zen, you're the meditator, you're the receiver of info. How dare you be angry? How dare you? You're not allowed to have anger. God forbid you have anger. Men are allowed to be angry. That's normal. If a man is angry, we're like, oh, he's powerful. Look how strong he is. But if a woman is angry, it's like, oh my God, what is wrong with her? Can't she manage herself? There's this guilt and shame that comes in. So you're never allowed to show anger, right? It's not allowed. It's like a stupid program that has segregated according to sexes who's allowed to be angry. And if a woman's angry, she's called a bitch. She's such a bitch because she's so angry, right? But in reality, because we're empaths and women, then we have learned to hone in that anger, that magnetical force. Hold it in and don't explode it out. Keep it in. Let it eat up at your organs. Close off your throat chakra, right? Hone in the fire. Keep holding the fire. Bring it in. Don't ever let it explode. And guess what? If you still have your period, which mine has gone forever ago, earlier than anyone should have their period disappear. I've been in menopause. I didn't even know I was. But what happens? Every month, you go through a hormonal madness. You give yourself permission to say what you want to say, to see who you want to see, and to blame it on your PMS, which is absolutely fabulous. At least we have an excuse to give ourselves. And then when somebody says, oh, you're PMSing, we rip them a new one. We're like, No, this is my freedom to speak. There's a whole thing. I don't even know if I did a video about this, but I've been telling my clients forever, on one-on-one when they come and they're like, but when I have my period, I'm so mean. I'm like, oh, great. Finally, you find your voice. Finally, you can express and you can blame it on something else, which is your period. Great. The cool part is, if you are tapped into your voice, your ability to say what you want, walk away from what you don't want, do what you want, and don't do what you don't want, you don't have PMS symptoms. You might have a few aches and pains here because, blood is flowing through you and out of you. But the bubbling of the rage, the pent up where it explodes is not there. I went through it. I started to notice. With all my clients too. I started to notice with myself. I'm like, oh, when I speak up and say no and don't want to do the thing, and I'm not tapping into everyone's energy, sensing how will they take this? Oh, I hope they don't get hurt. Oh my God, I don't want to hurt that person. I don't want to be the cause of their pain. All that stuff that we go through as empaths out of fear and out of the fear of the consequences, we end up stopping. We don't do it, right? We're like, I don't care. I have my period. Right? You say what you want. And afterwards, you kind of sometimes apologize. In general, anger is gorgeous. It's absolutely fabulous. Why am I saying this? Is because the minute you are angry, and you're truly angry, doesn't mean you go around hurting people. You're not like the angry, stupid person, right? Who's like, I'm so angry, I'm going to go slash this person's tires. I'm going to go get a gun and shoot everyone in school. I'm going to go murder my ex. None of that needs to happen. That's just an action, a reaction to anger that, behind anger is pain, but it's a vengeful one. But anger, the raw anger itself, that flame, that heat, that fire inside that wakes up. What I noticed and what I love is that it actually allows me not to take on anyone else's energy. Like all of a sudden, I feel like I matter. I matter so much. And this is what anger is here to teach you, my love. Okay? Allow your anger to show up to you. Allow yourself to be angry. You don't always have to pick up the energies and lift the energies up. No, it doesn't mean you're pessimistic. It doesn't mean that you're negative. It doesn't mean that divinity will punish you. It doesn't mean anything at all other than it's a pocket of energy that has been stifled not to exist, although it possesses so much power. It possesses so much power if it is used correctly. And how is it used correctly? When you acknowledge it and you allow yourself to completely embrace it and you're consciously aware of its presence. It's always conscious awareness. You're consciously aware and you choose it. It is not choosing you. You are choosing to keep it. So at some point, at the beginning of the week, I'm like, oh, why am I feeling this angry? I'm feeling so angry. Why am I angry? Nothing happened to anger me. It was just a pocket of energy that was coming. And I'm sure I was feeling the planetary shifts. I was probably feeling a million things, but it didn't even matter. I didn't care. I'm like, since I'm feeling it, therefore it must exist. And I will allow it to exist. And so I allowed the anger there. Even my kids are like, Mommy, you're so angry. I'm like, yeah. And I love it. And I want to be this angry. And in this anger, magnificent things happened. I was able to speak my truth when I wanted. I saw my ex. I didn't even flinch. There was this energy about me that, you know what? You don't matter in any way at all. I matter so much to me and my energetic serenity and peace, because my phone cut just in the middle of my heated conversation. You can have anger, So the gist of the idea is this. Your anger is your gift. One of those most delightful of gifts that you can possibly possess. And you can understand a lot more in it in my book, Discover the Gifts of Your Disempowered Self. I have it on Amazon. Go into the description. It seriously allows you to see all the disempowered versions of you, what they call the shadow and the limiting beliefs, and the wonderful gift it keeps wanting to give you. And you're like, no, I don't want to see that. The program says it's bad. I don't want to. It lets you see that gift. It allows you the opportunity to see that gift and use it as a gift. So your anger is a gift. If you haven't been angry, if you haven't given yourself permission, if you've believed the program that an angry woman is something to put down and call as a bitch, it's time to delete that program. It's time to actually see it for what it is. It's a lie. So what has anger done for me? And what will anger do for you? All of a sudden, so what I started to see so clearly, because I see so clearly, right? I saw an electrical field around my body, okay, that was emanating that somehow everyone else's feelings, where I would have to tap into other people's feelings before saying what I need to say, wasn't there. There was like this protective energy field. There is this protective energy field around me. Like all of a sudden needing to first tap into someone's energy to be like, oh, wait, I have to feel, I wonder how this person will feel. They're going to feel this way if I say it this way. So let me say it this way. Or this person's going to react this way if I don't do the thing this way. So let me do it this way. I'm going to say my no, but I'm going to say it this way for this person. So tapping into everyone else's energy before giving myself, because they all matter first, before giving myself the freedom to say what I want to say, to act the way I want to act, giving everyone else the pleasure of mattering and me not mattering in any way to myself, right? How many of you resonate with this? I bet so many of you resonate with this. And so when there was this anger, there's like this, it's this far away from me. It's not that far. It goes this far. It really, I think you can sense it for yourself. And it's like this protective shield where there's an electrical, nothing can come in and I can't even go out. I can't go look at people's energies. I'm so in here and I matter the most. It's like you start to matter so much. And other people's feelings don't matter that much because it's your feelings that matter. And this does not mean you become a narcissist or selfish. It simply means that you are an equal to everyone else, but you prioritize how you feel and you don't have to walk on eggshells anymore and first test the energies around you. So it's profound. So throughout my life, I've had spurges of anger. And in those spurges of anger, yes, I've lost friends. And not because I was rude, just because I was like, you know what? I don't like you speaking to me this way. And without being like, the way I feel, you made me feel. I'm like, I don't like you speaking this way to me. I don't enjoy it this way. I'm feeling this way with such might that it's like, this is who I am and my truth. Actually, people start to back off, but then highly respect me, which is very interesting. Anywho, the conclusion is this. I had a session with a psychotherapist or something while I was in this anger. And it was really cool because I'm looking for someone who does the way I work, which is highly intuitive and using like from Neuro-Linguistic-Programming, all the stuff and the anchoring and the this and the that and energies and all this and like listening to Divinity. So she also does NLP. However, my NLP has completely evolved and it's very tapped into divine wisdom. So we went into that pocket of energy and I saw the angry version of me. She was so delightful. She looked like Wonder Woman. She was dressed, it was me, dressed like Wonder Woman, her hair flaring in the wind. And it's just this, her face was just so at peace. And she had her arms folded and she was just standing like this. And I was like, and I was smiling as I was seeing her. I was like, I love you. And then she just looks at me and she's like, yeah, I'm fearless and powerful. So then the therapist asked me, she's like, so what is she? I'm like, she's gorgeous. I love her. I want to be her all the time. But then because of the program teaches, you can't be that. If it's anger, then it's bad for you. So she tried to get me out of that. And I was like, no, I don't want her to go away. Right? How old is she? Well, the first time she showed up, I was 2. I'd have no memory of anything of my childhood past like 6 years old, like before that. But I saw it 2 years old. I popped out to stop my parents from arguing. And I was that Wonder Woman, flared with anger, calmed everyone down, brought them back and said, hey, I matter. Look at me. I'm 2. Take care of me instead of doing your thing. And then we went through the timeline and I just saw when I would become that Wonder Woman, that very, very powerful being, and no one can come near me, right? I was just fearless. And so she tried to take it away and be like, well, today you are independent. I'm like, no, I like her. I want her, And so I heard for me is like start to embody her. So I started to embody, I wasn't really following anymore what she was guiding me to do because I needed her. I wanted her. I loved that power. So anyway, once we were done, I really sat and I journaled and I was like, what is this angry version? She's gorgeous. She's amazing. She like allows no one to come near her unless she chooses to. And she's so fearless and powerful. I was like, oh my God, that version does exist. I am that version. I just don't allow myself to be that version. So you don't allow yourself to be that version because it's shamed out of you in the world we live in. Absolute insanity. And yet, every day, I call in the anger. Right now that I saw her, I'm like, oh, come here, come in. I want to say what I want to say. Right? All the channeling that I receive, the downloads that I get are unbelievable amount of downloads. And I was like, oh, is this going to hurt somebody's feelings? I have to sugarcoat it here. The humans are not really going to understand it if I say it this way. So many are going to get offended because I'm like breaking the program, basically. I'm coming out and saying karma, wrong, past lives, this. People are not going to like it. But with this kind of like, I don't care if people like it or not. There are lots of people who want to hear truth, who are in pain, who need to hear truth, who need to break free of the program so that we can create something else, right? We can all open up to divine wisdom, to create something new, to see life differently, to become different beings. So your anger is magnificent, okay? It is fiery, it is loud, it is even calm, it is even silent within, not holding it in, but not dignifying certain people with words or actions, right? It's just honing it in, saying it as it is, and just being good with who you are. Anger is giving me strength. The way I have this whole entire video about anxiety and how anxiety serves you and how anxiety is working for you. And I have examples of how that's worked for me, where anxiety has become my best friend. And I can call in anxiety when I need anxiety, right? Because I didn't have a voice then. So anxiety was serving me to give me the freedom where people can finally let me go to do the thing because I'm anxious. Same thing with rage right now and anger. I want rage and anger until I embody it fully without the feeling of rage and anger. I become that. Use anger. It is here to teach you something. It is here for you to embody the energy of fire, the energy of I matter, the energy of I am worth it, right? The energy of I speak my truth no matter what, until you don't need anger to teach you anymore. Until the codes in your body have received that message, and this is just who you are today without the anger. You're going to notice, wow. So I'm still on that journey. I'm still using anger. Unlike before, I'm like, well, I'm angry now. And then I'm like, oh, but I should let it go. It's not really the right thing. Now I'm like, hey, I'm embodying this anger. I don't care because there is such a gift for me in it, and I am embodying it. There you go. You got truth. This is truth. Embody your anger, women. Don't hurt people. Just allow that frequency, that fire energy to open up all your chakra points, to allow you, right, to just pop open from the fear of like, oh my God. And it really does create a beautiful magnetic field around you. Magnetic field around you, right? So before, many times when I used to get angry and not express it, not be so ashamed to look at it or like put myself down for it, electrical equipment around me would go to hell. How many of you have felt that? The microwave would stop working. My laptop would just switch off. The television would start to think. Lights would start to sparkle. All this because it was pent up inside and I would hold it in. But my magnetic field is so powerful, right? The things would start. Glasses would break. Things would happen. It was insanity. Ever since I started to love my anger and have it there, everything's kind of fine in the outside world. Because I'm fine on the inside. I'm not holding it in. So let me see. Tell me how you feel about your anger. Do you give yourself permission to use it? I'm telling you, give yourself permission to use it. Say what you want. Do what you want. Act with that anger. Allow the fire within you to exist. It feels good. Anywho. So, I love your comments. I just want you guys to know you are amazing. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing. I mean, goodness, wow. You guys are absolutely incredibly amazing. I love you all so much. And thank you for being here and being polite. I just saw a comment yesterday that was so impolite. I'm like, not even with this anger. I'm like, irrelevant to even respond. I actually deleted it off of the thing. I'm like, I don't want stupid people here who are like, you're not an empath. You are. I'm like, you know. No, there's no space for these beings anymore in my world. You don't want